Alright, hello everybody, I think we are live. Welcome to The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring Game Boy Advance version. This is not the Super Nintendo game, this is not the, PS2, Xbox, GameCube version that you all know and love. No, this is the best version. If you are not aware of this game, you are in for a broken mess and a treat. And just to keep you sort of, invested, this is actually a turn-based RPG. Now, I just want you to think for a moment how many members are in the Fellowship of the Ring. Okay, you got that in your mind? Turn-based RPG? Okay, now just let your imagination run wild. Anyway, we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna do a countdown starting from 5 for the timer. Also gonna get my own timer ready here just for reference. And we're ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This game is so broken, in fact, that for marathon safety, I actually bought a second cart of this game for later on, because the game is it's one of the most unfinished games in history. And I don't just mean that in terms of, like, the game didn't have enough development time. I also mean that in the sense that this game was so broken that pretty much nobody beat this game when it released, because of a game-breaking glitch at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game, that devastated every little kid's dreams as they fought to get through Moria. But anyway, we'll get there eventually, and you'll find out what that glitch is and why pretty much nobody has ever seen the end of this game, until someone was kind enough to find a workaround to actually get to the end of the game. This was released in 2002. It was a few releases away from the developer Pocket Studios. It was a couple years away, actually, from the end of the company's life. Unfortunately, the last game they released was Star Wars Flight of the Falcon on Game Boy Advance, another personal favorite of mine. If you're familiar with that game, it's no surprise as to why they went under after that game's release. As you can see, however, this game actually does have some pretty nice graphics. It's very accurate to the books and the film in terms of setting, and actually the dialogue as well is pretty much, like, sometimes line for line ripped from the books, which is really nice. But we're going to be mashing through the beginning sequence here, and I'm going to gain control quite soon. Of course, we're meeting good old Sam, Gandalf, before we set out on our adventure of glitches and softlocks. However, the nice thing is, I'm usually able to avoid pretty much any softlock situation in this with backups. So, we've got control. We grab some gold. It's the only gold that I'll be grabbing this entire run, but you're like, oh my gosh, an RPG speedrun where you only grab 10 gold for the whole run? Yes, and I'm going to show you why in just a tiny bit. So we're going to come down here first, and we're going to come recruit Pippin into our party. And now is when we're going to start breaking things. So what I'm doing here is I just picked up a firework from the shop. I'm quitting the game and saving. Anytime that you drop an item on the ground in this game and you save the game and reload, it duplicates the item on the ground. So I'm going to be doing this approximately 9 times, maybe 10 for marathon safety. So I just come in here, save again. And now that I've done this twice, we will now have 3 fireworks. So that's why I picked up the gold in the beginning of the game. You use that to buy the firework initially. And then you just keep duplicating it. Also, I've got to make sure I'm keeping track here, so this is 3. So I tend to do like an extra one just for safety in case I lose count. These fireworks are going to be used to carry me through the beginning half of the game. 4. Also, button mashing ASMR, you're welcome. And I recently rerouted towards the end of the game to not do quite as much item duplication. So that, well, first of all, it saves time. And nobody wants to have to do this more than they have to in a run of this game, so it's already painful enough speedrunning it. Playing it casually, wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Well, then again, maybe I would. There was a time where somebody was doing Game Boy Advance, not that they were my enemy, but just as an example, they were taking Game Boy Advance requests because they were trying to beat like a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, and what game did I recommend that they played and forced them to finish? This one, of course. They got to the part of the game where it softlocked, and at the time I wasn't aware of the workaround. So they actually restarted the game from the beginning, and when they got there again and froze their game up, they went on GameFAQs and found the fix. I might just be slightly evil. Slightly. But I didn't know. I didn't know about the freeze at the time. So I'm pretty sure we're on like save 8 or 9. We'll do 2 more. It's never a bad idea to have too many fireworks in this game. So even if I end up with a couple extra, it is absolutely fine. But then, of course, after I witnessed the travesty that was that person's playthrough, not long after, I decided to start looking into the speedrun for this game. Alright, so I think that should be plenty. Now we're going to put these all on the hobbits. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Frodo. 1, 2, 3, 4 on Sam. 1, 2... Oh, yeah, I did make quite a bit of extras, so there we go. And now we're off. We're pretty much set for the first half of the game in terms of items that I need to get through. This does rely on RNG and luck, because what RPG speedrun wouldn't, in terms of these things can miss, and that can devastate certain battles. But generally, early fights, accuracy with fireworks is not too punishing. pretty much, Talfin, pretty much. Also, you're noticing there's no music. That's because breaking this game tends to break the music as well. I do apologize. The music in this is quite good, except we're not really going to hear much of it. It'll come back every once in a while. So here we have a gatekeeper. This NPC normally does not let us through here, but if we save the game, you're going to find out quite quickly how saving breaks this game. So by saving and reloading back in, I can now pass through the barrier. Yeah, so saving and coming back into the game pretty much just lets me bypass right past that gatekeeper. There's a lot of sequence breaks in this game. Also, the reason why this isn't an RPG marathon, here you go, enjoy. Combat in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, on Game Boy Advance. Every enemy slowly runs and turns. Now just imagine once again, I want you to remember how many people are in the Fellowship. Now just imagine the late game battles. You're going to want to stick around for that. Okay, we're going to save here because we got a cutscene skip coming up here. These are frame perfect tricks, so I actually need to focus on this. I'm going to be pausing on a specific frame. And nice, got it. Gonna wait for the camera to change, or not, because, wait, no, I might still be okay, we'll find out. Okay, we still got it. So that's a sequence of events there, where I press start on an exact frame when I reach sort of the cutscene checkpoint. I bring up the save menu, I bring it down, I wait for the camera to shift, then I bring up my save menu again, and then I release it, and then it gives me control of my character again during the cutscene, skipping it entirely. I have to switch to Sam here, otherwise the game will softlock. And then I have to do this simple little puzzle. You're going to come to love these puzzles. And then we just wait around, and the elves come and take us away. Now, some of those cutscene skips and sequence breaks later in the game get very difficult. That one there was probably the easiest of the bunch. We got one coming up again right after this. This one I'm going to be opening up my save menu on, once again, a frame perfect trick here. And you'll be able to see by how many frames I miss it. I have to pass the 8th tree. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Oh my word, I got that first try? Okay. Well, that's, that is not easy. So yeah, that's frame perfect right there. Normally that takes me anywhere from 5 to upwards of 10 tries. So we've got a run on our hands. So I'm going to be entering the next screen here, and I'm going to be opening up my, wait for it, save menu. And I'm going to be saving the second that I enter the screen. It's going to manipulate the enemy encounter here. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. Let me try that again. Nice. So what this does is by saving a game when an enemy is in its original starting position and it's moving, when you reload back in, the enemy will glitch out. So this is going to make the wolf ideally run to the top of the screen. Very nice. The hitbox of the encounter is still huge, so I need to be very careful of that. Oh, by the way, the next one here, once again, we're going to be saving, we're going to be loading back in, and, well, we're pretty much going to become Jesus for a brief moment here. Another sequence break. Walk on water, and we continue on. We're going to be picking up Pippin. Sorry, Merry next. You can actually skip Merry. However, it will break the game later on when we're in the Old Forest. So for now, we pick him up. This game is also very cryptic. A lot of people, as I was reading comments on the long plays on YouTube, a lot of people got stuck on this next section. In order to cross the bog, you need to come over here into this garden and pick up this theed. Just like a bunch of grass, I guess. And then you trade that with this woman up here to get the bog shoes. Yes, this game is turn-based. Get the bog shoes. And that allows us to cross the water. Now you might be asking yourself, why not just save and walk across? Well, you can, but then it breaks and it doesn't load the next zone. Okay, now I will say this next area is very intensive on direction, so I may take quite a few moments here of just focus. I do have notes for this section because the Old Forest is known as like the worst part of this game for a lot of people. Very easy to get lost. One wrong turn can actually derail me quite a bit, so I'm actually going to make a safety save here just in case. Picking up that mushroom for safety, by the way, that's health regeneration. And once again, breaking the music. Saving tends to break the music as it tends to break everything. Quick battle here. Let's hope for no misses. That is a very ideal battle. So as you can see, the fireworks make quick work of all early encounters in this game. Later on, they tend to miss a ton. Is it safe to safety save in this game? Depends. Depends. In Moria, on a certain softlock screen, that's a little risky. But we'll get to that. I have a backup cart for a reason. Ooh, dramatic music. Merry and Pippin have been captured. Let's go free them by defeating a spider and getting a blue feather. Okay, now this is where I need to make sure that I'm not getting lost. I need to be paying attention here. Gonna grab another mushroom for healing safety for later in Moria when I want to be keeping other members of my party alive. Yes, music. Enjoy it while it lasts. We're gonna hug the bottom here. There's actually an enemy in the center that I want to avoid. So gonna go a little out of my way to avoid that. Now we're gonna pick up the Willow Withies, which is gonna be used to help free Merry and Pippin. Oh yeah, picking up items in this game is please game. Please. Are you kidding me? Wow. I have never seen this before. The game is glitched at the moment, not allowing me to pick those up. Let me try leaving the screen and coming back in, and hopefully that fixes itself. That's a first. Oh! Well, we gotta reload from the beginning. Because I forgot about a great... Well, reload from the safety save that I made, right? See, I made that for a reason. The thing about the Old Forest is if you enter a screen and you try and backtrack, it resets to a random location. So pretty much we need to just hope right now that those sticks, which have never done that before, decide to let me pick them up. It's always something new in a speedrun of this game, let me tell you. I'll make another safety save after this whole tidbit here. Well, rip the world record pace. It was nice while it lasted. But that's why my estimate is what it is. It's about 15 minutes slower than my current PB to account for things like this. Okay, let's make another safety save here. And if this doesn't let me pick up the sticks, we'll figure something out. Once again, get the mushrooms for safety healing later. Hug the bottom twice in a row. No enemies on the screen. Saving percent. Oh man, that would have been an amazing category name for this. Okay. Now let's give the game time, let it catch up. We're gonna enter this screen, and absolutely nothing is gonna go wrong here. Okay, I'm not gonna mash through the text. I'm actually gonna just let them do their thing. Please, please, please. What? Oh man, that's not good. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe. Oh man, it was not my mistake. It was my mistake. My inventory was full. Normally I never make that many fireworks. Okay, we're good. Frodo's inventory was full. I've actually never had his inventory that full on a run before. Typically, I make the bare minimum fireworks, but I made a couple extra for the marathon, and it just never occurred to me. It never occurred to me that I can fill his inventory. Alright, I deserve that one. Okay. We're gonna save before we fight this spider, because this can actually go pretty wrong. If I miss more than 2 fireworks, then I'm gonna reload the safety save. Make sure I equip. Also, these menus, they're pretty much as fast as I can go. When you see me sort of slowly selecting things and moving to equip, you cannot speed this up. It's pretty much as fast as I can do it. I should probably actually... One more for good luck in case I have to reload. I won't have to do that again. Alright, so ideally you can one-shot this thing. 2 fireworks would be the next best thing. Thank you. We're going to pick up the blue feather. We're going to do a little bit of backtracking. Also going to make sure that I am re-equipped with squibs, because we have another battle coming up here. Once again, ideally this plant will go down in the first shot, but things sometimes can go wrong. I've tried so many ways to try and avoid that, just never can. There we go. Ooh, I'm losing where I am here. This way. Gotta be very careful. Next screen here, I need to hug the far left because there's an enemy encounter that I'll get into if I just walk towards the center. And it's 4 plants, so I want to make sure I don't get that. And now we're going to meet a... what is this again? Left, right? Top, bottom. A fan favorite character. Tom Bombadil. He'll eventually get here. Who has the feather? Frodo. So I need to circle and talk to Tom a few times until he mentions Old Willow in his first line of dialogue. Talking to characters in this game, you're probably wondering why I'm like walking away and towards him again. That's like the best way to re-cue the dialogue. You're going to see me do that quite a bit with characters. So yeah, most people gave up playing this game at this portion because making one wrong turn was devastating in here. Most kids and adults just simply never made it past the Old Forest. And the YouTube comments that I was reading on this, in the droves, people just got stuck here. So we're going to queue up that cutscene, we free them, we move away just to save a little bit of time, and then they're going to warp into Frodo's body in good old typical RPG fashion. And then we're just going to go north a couple more times, and then we are out of the Old Forest. And then the fun begins. The fun of more cutscene skips and shenanigans. Sequence breaking. Nothing really exciting goes on here too much. Through the testing that was done in this game, pretty much any glitch that you can find in the Old Forest would just result in soft-locking the game at a later point. Okay. Now we're in Barrows. A couple of cool things here that I've discovered. Well, one namely here. Have to save some fun for later? I'll try. Alright, so I'm going to make a safety save here because there is an enemy in the next room. And as I've mentioned, enemy hit detection is really big. And I want to grab this helmet, which has a very odd use later on. You can see textures in the background of this game starting to glitch out as I pick that up. And we avoided him. So I found a different route through here that works a little bit better. There's an enemy that guards a door. And let me see if I can pull this off first try. Oh, wrong room. Next one. If I save as soon as I enter, I think that's too late. I'm going to have to retry that. So if I open up the save menu on the pretty much the frame that I am able to when I enter this room, there's an enemy guarding the door on top. Nice, got it. And by saving like this, it should make him move to the right side of the screen away from the door so that I can avoid a very long fight. And it looks like he's moving. And there we go, nice. Lets me bypass him. Usually that was a sort of run-ending fight in some situations, because you have to use a ton of fireworks. Okay, for whatever reason we stick reeds into this hole in the wall, and that lets us out. Now on to the Prancing Pony. Now check out all the details they put in this game, right? Pretty impressive for Game Boy Advance, pretty impressive for trying to put the world of Lord of the Rings on a handheld. I have to give them credit. I have to say, the details and the amount of NPCs wandering. I mean, just check out this right here. It's a nice little detail. As somebody exits the Prancing Pony as we're arriving, it almost gives the illusion that characters sort of go about their daily lives in this game. It's a nice little detail. It's a shame that the rest of the game is pretty broken. Also, let me just, like, I'm not going to mash through this. I'm just going to let you appreciate for a second the character portraits in this game. Like Aragorn, for example. There's some great character portraits. If you're paying attention in the big... Oh, man, the bartender, the barkeeper. Especially Bilbo. Bilbo had quite the portrait in the beginning. Works of art. Alright, so remember that helmet I just picked up in the Barrows? We're gonna be using that to exit here in just a moment. In something that still baffles me, I don't remember this in the movie or the book. Maybe someone in chat knows and can correct me. But for whatever reason, I'm gonna be taking the helmet that's equipped on Frodo, putting it into the hole in the wall to gain exit? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Good luck figuring that one out. Three beds. That's a nice detail. That's actually really funny. Apparently the hobbits were gonna get a little cozy with Aragorn there in that room. Oops, gotta go northeast. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the wrong freaking directions in my notes here. There we go. Alright, so we got everybody's favorite thing in an RPG, block pushing puzzles. Bottom right, bottom top. And you'll notice that I take like really wide turns in this game. That's because you really can't turn on a dime in this. It's, you know how when you're driving behind a truck on the highway and it's like, this vehicle makes wide turns? Well, pretty much slap that sticker on the back of a Hobbit in this game, because you can't really turn very smoothly in this at all. Bottom left, bottom right, top left. Level up the Hobbits. That's how you level up in this game, by the way. Anytime you solve silly puzzles or major plot points, you gain levels and you decide whether or not you want to increase attack or HP. Alright, coming up is what I consider to be possibly the hardest sequence break in this game. So let's make a safety save here. So the reason why this one is hard, we're going to be trying to bypass a scene where there's a ring wraith, and we're not supposed to be able to pass this. And the frame that I need to open up my menu on is different every time. Like right there, it was before the tree, right? How it cut to the cutscene. Now watch this time where it cues. Slightly more under the tree. So every time I attempt this, it's actually slightly different. So I gotta try and get used to the timing on this. Yep, I was a frame off right there. So the way I can tell I was a frame off is after I closed my menu, you saw Frodo step forward about 1 pixel. That time there, I was about a pixel late. Once again, opening the save menu as you enter a cutscene trigger. And there, as you can see, it's like way further over to the right, will allow me to walk during a cutscene. This one might take me a few tries. Definitely one of the harder ones. Almost had it. Got it, nice. Good. That can take a while sometimes. Don't glitch out. Sometimes it does this. Let's see what happens. Sometimes it'll free me up, sometimes it won't. Let's see what it decides to do. That's what safety saves it for. Okay. We're going to have to redo it. So sometimes the game just randomly decides you shall not pass, and, well, it pretty much makes Frodo look like he's getting electrocuted, and I have to retry. Only happens on this one. Here we go again. But this is why the estimate is what it is, because these sequence breaks can be pretty tough when it's just a single frame that you're trying to hit this button on. Especially this one. Because there's no good frame of reference, as you saw there. That time it was way further ahead of the tree than before. So it's like I kind of have to feel it out. So as you can imagine, getting this first or second try on an actual run is a pretty big deal. Got it. Okay, this time, let's wait a little bit longer. Let's stay away. Quickly. Okay, I think we got it that time. Nice. Notice all those nice shiny weapons over there. Don't mind them. The Hobbits pretty much become useless at this point, so we don't worry about any more weapons for them or other characters. Alright, coming up is my personal favorite part of this game. Totally did not lose a world record pace of being ahead by 3.5 minutes to what is coming up next. Definitely did not. Oh yeah, they were quite useful with their little squib fireworks. They carried me through the beginning of the game. Okay, so this, get your popcorn ready, people. We could either be here for 30 seconds, or we can be here for 5 minutes, potentially even more. But we are going to be dealing with a literal troll that trolls us. So what this is here, this is probably my biggest discovery made for this run. In the original world record, they actually fought this troll, and it relied a lot on luck by trying to whittle down the troll with fireworks that pretty much were never allowed to miss. So this troll here is a huge gatekeeper. And as you can see, he just took a few steps. I need him to take a few steps to the bottom right corner, and that will actually allow me space to move past the encounter. And he's totally going to be nice because this is a marathon run. He's definitely not going to stand around looking around. He's totally going to look down right and take a couple steps. Oh no. He's moving to the left. This is not good. We might be here for a bit. Get your popcorn. So, oh my god, troll, what are you doing? I have never seen him move this far out to the left before. But anyway, the original glitch hunter and world record holder for this game, I'm pretty sure they never even thought this would be possible, because he can stand here still without moving for minutes and minutes at a time. So unless you actually just sat here staring at him like I did at one point, you'd never even find out that he can move. And his hitbox is so big that you have just this small, thin path that you can bypass him with. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. We're going to be here for a little bit. Unless this guy pulls a miracle off and decides he's going to run to the bottom right. Hey, at least we got music back. The game's being kind in that regard. Music in this game is quite nice. So yeah, as I was doing a couple of D-Rust runs last night, I was 3.5 minutes ahead of my record. I got to the troll, and he definitely trolled me. I lost 5 minutes to this split, because he simply would not move. So yeah, I was not happy about that. I promise you that it's usually not this bad. Typically, I can get by him after a few minutes. I'm actually going to make a save here in case I decide to try and book it past him. This way we don't have to wait past that excruciating wait period that we had in the beginning. Ooh, he's moving. Ooh, no, okay. I was going to say I could have tried saving and reloading as he does that, but that's not his original facing direction. If he moved directly down left and I opened and saved in that moment, it would actually hopefully glitch him out and make him move in such a way that would let me pass him, but I've never been able to try that before. He likes talking to us, by the way, while we wait. So you're probably wondering, wouldn't it just be faster to try and fight this troll? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can check out the time on speedrun.com for the second place. Well, actually first place. They take forever to approve my runs. But you can check their time, and you can check this fight, and it took them about 15 minutes to actually fight this troll with fireworks, because pretty much you have to land, what was it, like almost every firework that the hobbits shoot needs to land, and it probably has about a 5 to 10% hit rate. So yeah, just and you need to shoot about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. So I was determined to find a way past this fight, and I did. This is way better than the alternative. All right, he's looking bottom right. Come on. Come on. You know, I was saying to myself too, jokingly yesterday, I'm like, man, I should have bought a third cart of this game as a backup in case I get trolled by the troll in a marathon. Sure enough. Sure enough. There is a run option, but if you run from this fight, it's just going to put you right back in front of him, and you're just going to have to either do the fight again. It will not put you past the enemy. You can run, but the enemy's still going to be blocking your path, and the hitbox for getting into a battle is so gigantic that you can't like squeak past him unless he moves to the specific bottom right corner. You're going to make me go overestimate, troll, please. So anyway, hope you guys have been enjoying Questing for Glory 3. I'm pretty sure this is the bad games block, right? We just had some super highlight on Sega Genesis. Oh, we got music back, see? Nice, thank you, game. And now we get to enjoy this abomination. Okay, he's facing the right direction. Just need him to take a few steps. We're going to make a save here, so that I don't have to wait this out in case I fail the pass. I assure you that it'll be a triumphant moment once we make it past this guy. I know, every time I safety save, it kills the music, but, you know. Sometimes it appears like there's enough space to get by when there's really not. So if I fail a attempt, I don't want to have to wait through this again. Yes, troll, I know. You know what it is? I think he's basking in the moment of the largest audience that he's ever seen for his little troll moment here. It has never been this bad before. I cannot believe how bad this troll is. I mean, I could attempt squeaking by in the bottom right. In all of my testing that I've done for this, that's never worked. But I can try. Oh, he actually ran into me. Well, now you get to see the fight. And there goes the fight. Wow, he actually moved close enough to get into a fight with me. Holy moly. Now, if he moves that far to the left, though, it makes me wonder if maybe if I stand all the way over here, just maybe, if he moves up like he just did, I could potentially, for the first time ever, squeak by on this side. And he's totally probably not going to do that now. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to make a save. I'm going to try to squeak by on the right. I am almost certain this will not work. But it will give you an idea for enemy hitboxes. Yep, see? And that is why we wait. For whatever reason, like, just the right side is so finicky with enemy encounters. What? Are you kidding me? Uh-oh. Man, that scared me for a moment. That scared me. I'm like, oh god, please let me get back up here. No, not a softlock. It's just patience. We gotta have patience. Boy, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This really dissuades me from ever attempting a record run of this ever again. If this is what's gonna be coming. All right, we're gonna actually try this. We're gonna try this. Oh, we did it! Holy moly! The first time I've ever made it by on the right side. I have never seen him move that far to the left like that before. All right, see? Just gotta have patience. And we are definitely saving after that, because I don't trust this game for anything. Thank you, everybody, for waiting. First try, indeed. Alright, anybody want to come speedrun this game for me? You can lose your run towards the end to the troll. Fun times. Cutscene. Get out your popcorn again if you still have any left from the troll. You're gonna get to see what glorious cutscenes look like in this game. Yes, actual cutscenes. I'm just being quiet to let you appreciate the few times that you get to hear music in this game. And there it is. Your slideshow. Actually, quite nice detail, to be honest. Yeah, it does look pretty amazing, Cherry. Graphically, this game is really nice. Lots of nice detail. Music is also very good when you get to hear it. Rivendell. We're just gonna meet a few familiar faces here. Good old Elrond, man. That's a character portrait for you. Gives you another chance to see Bilbo's portrait here in a moment as well. There he is. There's some nightmare fuel for you. We're gonna pick up Sting, which I have decided is not worth equipping and using on Frodo, really. Gotta talk to him twice to get Gimli's axe. Gimli's a little shy in this game, and you'll see what I mean. Or actually, this is an alternative story for Lord of the Rings. Gimli actually steals the ring. And you'll see what I mean. Because Gimli is invisible. Talk to him twice. Give him his axe. Talk to Gandalf. And we're off. And apparently Sam's just kind of wandering around. This game really likes to glitch out. There's a nice little scene for you. As we venture into Moria, the part of the game that nobody was ever able to get by when this game released, due to a game-breaking bug that was simply unavoidable unless you knew to open up your trusty save menu frame perfectly at a specific moment, which nobody knew at the time. We are not up to the glitch yet. It actually comes a little bit into Moria. And there's some spooky music in Moria as well. But we're going to be cutting that out. Oh wow, I've never heard the music persist into here before. Alright, so first of all, we're going to equip better weapons. And Jariel onto Aragorn. Gandalf. Because for whatever reason, they put their new fancy swords on the offhand, which makes them useless. And then we're going to switch to Legolas. So we're going to be doing item duplication here again. There's a reason I switched to Legolas, and that's because his inventory is completely open. You're supposed to pick up runes here for opening gates. Oh, by the way, 9-person party. Enjoy the combat. As the enemies and our trusty heroes take their sweet time slowly turning... Wow, that's some actually great accuracy here. Hand-selecting targets. Slowly walking backwards. I mean, you gotta give them credit. It's immersive, right? Right? Like a turn-based RPG. The full fellowship. No damage numbers popping up above their heads here with a little dinky sword animation as they stand in place. No. This is full immersion. Wow, that is potentially the first time Legolas has ever got a kill in a run for me, by the way. He only does 1 damage with his bow right now. It's not often I get to actually get a kill with him. So yeah, combat in this game can take a while in Moria. Actually, yeah, we'll skip Frodo's turn. Typically it's better to just let the front row do their thing, because they do way more damage than the hobbits ever will. Also, if you like missing in your RPGs, you'll like this game, because I'm pretty certain it's like a 75% chance to miss. And thank you for being an example for me, Gimli. Also, for whatever reason, Legolas always gets ganged up. Every attempt I've ever done of this game, he always gets attacked and killed first. Alright, so, time to do some item duplication here again. We're going to save 5 times, and I have to make sure I do not mess this up, because if I save 4 times, then I can't complete the run. To get 6 of these runes. So once again, if you're new, if you weren't here earlier, anytime I drop an item and I save the game and reload, it actually duplicates the item on the ground. So by saving 5 times, I'm duplicating this rune 5 times. So that way I get 6 of them. Otherwise, Moria actually expects you to go around and pick up a bunch of runes and solve a bunch of puzzles. But no, we don't do that here. So that's 3. What was that fight for? Just to annoy you, pretty much. Yeah, it's just a gatekeeper, you know? Just to make you enjoy the combat of a 9-person party. And this should be the 5th save. If I save 4 times, I can't complete the run. I love it, yep. Tagline for the game. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. We're going to switch back to Frodo. Or actually, we'll switch to Sam. Pick up this free firework, because that one doesn't require saving. Go back to Legolas. It's so quiet in here now. But once again, saving breaks the game on many levels, and one of them is unfortunately losing the music, of which I quite like in Moria. This is another part of the game where I do have to keep my notes open for this at all times, because even though I'm feeling a lot more confident in this, being able to do it without notes, if I make one wrong turn here. This place is gargantuan, and it's quite easy to get lost. Or miss a rune, or there's a lot of things you can do wrong here. We're back to the combat. I'm going to pass with Frodo. But we will use this firework. Come on, Sam. If these actually land here, it's quite good, because typically fireworks never land in Moria. It's at this point that the accuracy just gets far too low. I shouldn't have been mashing there. I could have taken out that other orc. I choose to just pass on Legolas's turns, because wasting the time to deal 1 damage is just not worth it. However, in this case, if I would have attacked the far right orc, he might have actually died if I attack with Legolas, but it's okay. I actually prefer if Legolas dies here. He's sort of like the sacrifice of this game. You know, he's this game's version of Yoshi, or, you know, choose whatever sacrifice you prefer in your speedruns. Because he's just so weak, and I don't go out of my way to get him any better weapons. So he's sort of the sacrificial tank in the beginning here. I'll let him get his moment of fame. There we go. Yeah, also playing the game tends to break the game. You're not wrong about that. We're actually coming up fairly soon to the coveted, unskippable softlock in the game that I was mentioning earlier. And this is the reason that I bought a second cart of this game, because things can go wrong when it comes to trying to skip it. In my recent practice, it hasn't been too much of an issue, and I totally just jinxed myself. Oh my goodness, Legolas with the kill? Alright, alright. I see. He's putting in the work for this marathon. Alright, so we're going to be picking up a different rune this time, and I'm going to give that job to Gimli. Pick it up. Drop it. Save only once, because we only need 2 of these. And yeah, I tend to mash quite a bit, even when I don't have to, because I know you people love your button mash ASMR. Why did I switch over to Legolas? That still only counts as 2. Oh my god. Chat is on fire right now. Okay, we're going to save here because there's an enemy I need to avoid. And he can be not as trolly as the troll, but this spider can be a little finicky. Gonna wait for him to hug the bottom or the top of the wall to let me pass by. Getting into this encounter is just simply not doable for the run, because there are 4 spiders in this encounter. Ooh, he played nice. Very nice. Let me by. Okay, good. And I'm actually gonna pick up this squib. Once again, the duplication of these eye runes saving so much time through the dungeon. I have the guide for this game, and just looking at the maps of this just scare the heck out of me. Huge. Moria is absolutely humongous. Way more complex than it is right now, as you're seeing. This way. I always sort of have to rethink where I'm going there. So we passed that switch. I can imagine a lot of people getting stuck here. You have to pass that switch and then come over to this switch first. Press this one. Backtrack to the switch we just passed. Because I'm sure all the kids definitely figured this one out when they were playing it. Then press this. And now we're good to proceed. So I'm coming up on another switch. Well, surprise, surprise, another switch puzzle. This one I actually have to take my time on quite a bit because movement in this is really finicky. Three. Ooh, see how I took a wide turn there? Believe me, until you play this game, you'll have no idea how hard it can be to move these characters on a dime sometimes. And as you saw there, one of the hobbits just leveled up. Okay, we are coming up on the moment that we've all been waiting for. The Moria softlock room. Now, since I am... We still got like 23 minutes or so. I'll give this a few attempts. The way... I love this line, by the way. It's so ironic. Gandalf. The way forward is blocked. We will have to go deeper into the mines. Yeah, you don't say Gandalf, because this is the room that prevented people from beating this game back in the day. So what happens here, and this is no joke, this is printed on to all release physical copies of this game. If you enter this door that I'm about to try and enter, the game freezes and you can't do anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can't finish the game. The only way to get by is if you frame perfectly, wait for it, open your save menu on the frame that you transition in, save the game, back out, reload, and then press start to bring up your save menu again. Okay, I'm actually going to make another save a little closer because this is going to take me a few saves, or a few attempts rather, sorry. But yeah, there's this crazy sequence of events that you have to do to just bypass this door. Also known as nobody beat this game until the internet started telling them how to do it. Alright, so let's see if I can get it first try. Nope, didn't get it. Okay. So, if I don't get it this time, I'm actually going to show you what it looks like, so you can see what I mean. Say softlock and enter. Softlock. Oh my word. It actually works. Let's see. Oh, we got it. Please work, please work, please work. Oh my goodness, second try. Marathon luck. That's making up for the troll earlier. Okay, so, yeah, that can sometimes take a very, very long time. And we're off. Say softlock and enter. Okay, so we want Legolas. We want to hug this right wall to avoid an enemy. I'm going to save because, forgive me if something were to happen after that. My goodness. Yeah, so that's a really Really tough one to nail. And one time I put myself into a very precarious situation where I saved like on the frame as I was entering, but I didn't get it correctly. So I had to sit there mashing for like 8 minutes straight, trying to press start on the frame that I was reloading the game. It's a little hard to describe, but if you check my current PB that's up on speedrun.com, you'll see what I mean when I get to the... Just check the Moria 2 split if you want to see my agony that I had to endure. My time since has been improved, however. Just making sure to follow my notes here. I've ran this game a bit, but not enough to be like confidently giving commentary and not getting lost in here. Because as you can tell, it's a really big dungeon. Last use of Gimli's rune here. And we'll switch back to Legolas because why not? We got more spiders coming up. This one can be a little bit harder to avoid. Sometimes I try and go past here without safety saving, but I'm definitely not doing that today. Because this is another fight where if you get into the encounter, it's a bunch of spiders. And oh, I just want to throw this out there. I was holding down left and Legolas moved up right. The reason why is because the game realized that I couldn't turn into the wall, so it just made me go straight instead. The movement in this is a little janky. Oh. Come on, please. There we go. Alright, and that is the third portion of Moria. We got one portion of Moria left. Got to stick left here, because that encounter that you hear right there, that is a... I think it was a 8 enemy encounter or something absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, that battle takes about a half an hour. You don't want to get into it. Alright, since we've had some decent marathon luck, I'm going to re-equip any leftover squibs onto the hobbits. If I have any left. Okay. Because I'm going to press my luck. I'm also going to heal... who is low on health? Whatever, we'll just use it on the most important. Gandalf. This is normally something I would not be doing in an attempt, but just in case, because we don't want certain characters really dying. This is already wasting way more time than I want it to. Okay, that should be good. We're just going to take this fight. This one's forced. Only one enemy. Because there's one more encounter coming up that has a bunch of enemies in it, and if they were to kill off Gandalf or Boromir or something, that would slow me down a bit, because any extra damage helps. Cast this term at Legolas. Now, there normally is battle music, and the battle music in this game is quite good if you listen to it on YouTube. But saving locks us out from hearing it. Saving locks you out from here. It has to do with the speedrun, though. In a normal casual playthrough, you would be able to appreciate the music. It's just that the glitches that occur in the speedrun glitch it out. Now, this enemy here, you actually can wait for him to move, and you can get behind him. But that usually takes longer than it's worth gambling for, and instead I just take the fight because it's one enemy. But does Boromir die? There may be a little twist to the story. Don't forget, this is an alternate history of Lord of the Rings. There's a little special way that this game can end. I don't think they ever thought anybody would make it to the end of this game. So, some interesting things are going to happen at the end. Alright, time for the final big battle. And by big battle, I mean one with 3 enemies. Alright, so, since this is a marathon, Frodo, please land. Okay, it hit 1 for only 2, but I'm looking for 10 damage. Yeah, never lucky. That's why I stopped duplicating these things. The fact that it actually hit early on in Moria was pretty surprising. Ooh, I attacked the wrong one. Don't count out the Balrog quite yet. He may appear. To what capacity, you're going to have to wait and find out. You know what? We're going to let Legolas... Wait, is Legolas dead? Oh, he's dead, isn't he? I was going to let him have one last moment to shine. Let me see if he's... Can't tell if that's the death animation or not. I don't remember. Yeah, he's dead. Darn. I was going to try and let him finish off this last orc for his triple kill. He has never had 3 kills in a run of this before. But unfortunately, he is dead. I love those death animations. It's like, it seems like the animator just like randomly took 3 different like character frames and just randomly rotated it and then called that the death animation. And Gandalf with the final blow. Because we're about to depart. Good old Gandalf. So yeah, this is pretty much a scene that nobody had ever seen for the longest time. The Balrog. Imagine you're playing this game and you're like, oh man, the Balrog, I want to see him. Well, here he is in all of his pixelated glory. Enjoy. I think Gandalf says something here about not passing and flying, you fools. You know. You know how it goes, chat. And they're over it. No Balrog fight, even though that honestly wouldn't make sense. But how cool would it have actually been if they let you do a one-on-one fight with Gandalf? So, this part here is a little finicky. I always get nervous on this, because I'm sure you all recall from the books and the movie when they all gather around this stone pillar and then walk in a circle, and then you switch to Gimli, and then you walk in a circle, And then you switch to Boromir and you walk in a circle. And then you switch back to Legolas, and then you walk to the right. And then you wait for elves. And then you wait for elves. Any day now, elves. Okay, there we go. Nope, nope. Elves? Okay, let's do it again. This is why I always get nervous at this scene. We switch to Gimli. We walk in a circle. We're gonna talk to it multiple times just in case. Boromir. There we go. I don't know. That scene is like very not obvious what you need to do. And that's the only thing that seems to cue this cutscene. And it's very finicky. Alright, now onto the most beautiful area in the game, Lothlorien. It's actually quite pretty. We might as well switch to Legolas, right? And really nice music, too. Bottom, bottom. And rip music. Top, right, bottom. I need to pay attention here because it's a very fast sequence of movement. Especially when you go up into the huts. This game had a lot of potential. It really did. Down lefts, down lefts. For whatever reason, they're giving me money at this part in the game, and it has absolutely... There's nothing you can do it at this point. There's no point. Gee, I wonder if they intended that money to be used for the sequel, which definitely never happens in this series. Just gotta pick up 2 last items here, and then we're off to the final area of the game. Oh man, that is a character portrait. One of my favorite parts of this game. Yeah, I'm not sure how they would have handled that, right? Like, would you be able to take your progress and money to the next game? That would have been crazy cool. Alright, so since this is a marathon, I am definitely going to save here. Come on, quickly, before the enemy gets here. Yeah. Normally I don't save here, but if you get into that enemy encounter right there, it's like an 8 enemy encounter, and you're not surviving that, so... Like a 5% chance I'd ever get caught out here, but just to be extra safe. Alright, so I have a question for chat. You can spam to your heart's content. Who do you want Frodo to cosplay as, right? This is going to be an alternate history for Lord of the Rings. Who do you want Boromir to try and take the ring from? Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn? You let me know. Anybody, except for Gandalf, obviously. I'm seeing lots of Legolas. Boromir? I think they take him out of my party. Let me double check on that. Oh my god. Wait. No, I've never tried that before. Holy moly. Wait a minute. No, we have to try Boromir. Can Boromir actually steal the ring from himself? Okay. Yeah, let's see about that. So here's a really interesting tidbit. You're not supposed to have your full party here. However, for whatever reason, the speedrun of this game, when done on a real cart and not emulator, emulator does this fight as intended, is just Frodo. just Frodo will fight one enemy, and you have to pray that both of your fireworks hit. But when you do this speedrun on a real cart, instead you're magically transported outside when you're very visibly indoors, and you have the full fellowship with you. When, if you know the story of Lord of the Rings, you definitely do not have the full fellowship with you for this moment. And it also lets us change the course of history and how this will end. So yeah, one last little glitchy segment here. This is the final boss of the game, by the way. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you. And by final boss, I mean the last encounter that you get into in the entire game. Who gets the final kill? Boromir? Alright. Here we go. Also, time will be coming up in approximately a minute from now. Can Boromir steal the ring from himself? Oh my god, I think... I've never done this before. So yeah, Boromir takes the place of Frodo, and Boromir steals the ring from himself. And apparently, like, the actual Boromir is super glitched out right now. And there's Frodo. We turn back into Frodo. So time's going to be coming up here shortly after our last cutscene. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Final split is on the fade out of an invisible Frodo. No credits, by the way, because why have credits when nobody's going to finish your game anyway? I think they kind of knew that their game was so busted that nobody was going to beat it, so why put in credits? Anyway, that's been Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring on the Game Boy Advance. I have been PeteDorr. Hope you guys enjoyed that run. I'm actually super surprised I still came in under estimate despite the trolling. And yeah, thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of Questing for Glory 3.